tell them exactly what she'd do as president before we ask them for their vote. So this is the part, flip and save it and send it to your undecided relatives so they know. If you're a middle-class family or a family trying to get into the middle class, Kamala Harris is going to cut your taxes.
Once upon a time in Harlem. The Diary, Once Upon a Time in Harlem.
If you're hoping to buy a home, Kamala Harris is going to help make it more affordable. And no matter who you are, Kamala Harris is going to stand up and fight for your freedom to live the life that you want to lead. Because that's what we want for ourselves.
What's up?
And it's what we want for
Where you from, man? Tap in.
You know, you might not know it, but I haven't given a lot of big speeches like this. But I have given a lot of pep talks. So let me finish with this, King.
What's up, man? Y'all checked out that last story on the dude that walked out the court building in Mississippi? Caught him in Chicago. James B. A.K. Babel. Where you from? A.K.A. Let me know where y'all from. Who tapping in? Where y'all from, man? What's up tonight, man? Only thing we got going on here in D.C. is Trayon White. We keep talking about him on YouTube, though. Philly, what's up, Philly? Oh, originally Alabama. Shout out to Alabama, man. But you live in Denver? Oh, you up there now? High altitude, something like that. Philly, what's up, Philly? What it do? What's going on, man? Let's do a Q&A, man. Here you go. Keep pushing for your city. Okay. Dayton, Ohio. What's up, Dayton, Ohio? What it do, man? Your brother said, hey, what's up? Who your brother? Shout out to Dayton, Ohio, man. Tap in every time you go live. Man, appreciate it, man. Salute. Richmond, VA. What's up, Slim? Part of Richmond you from? Shout out to Richmond. I got a story coming about some guys from Richmond, man. Old story. Dudes escaped from death row. You know what I'm talking about, Richmond? West End. Okay. Shout out to the West End. What's their name? Bradley Brothers. Got the name. Oh, you just somebody just said it. 804 on this jump. Bailey, I think it's the Bradley brothers. You said Bailey brother? I think they named Bradley. But you know who I'm talking about. I mean my cousin. Okay. Oh, you was reading about Ishmael. Yeah, Ish said take that shit down. So what you read about it? I was reading about the boy Ishmael you was talking about the other day. I think he got some relief off his 34 years. Yeah, I think they're working on something. Yeah, Briley brothers. That's it. That's right. I knew you was talking about though. Them boys went hard. Them boys escaped from death row. I don't think that's ever been done in U.S. history. And a whole bunch of them escaped from death row that day. Anybody know that story? I might look that joint up tonight. I got some video footage for that joke. Yeah, Mecklenburg 804 on this joint. What's up? I had a good man, rapping nigga, man, rapping dude. Dude named Charlie Brown was from south side of Richmond. He was in the feds with us. He got killed when he went home, bro. Shout out to Charlie Brown.
The mantle of patriotism. Governor Westmore didn't mention it in his speech.
You remember that story, that Death Row story, that Mecklenburg story? That's an interesting story, man. I don't know if a lot of people even hit to that story. That joint made national news. I don't think nobody ever did that before. Yeah, light skinned Charlie Brown. He alive? He used to have long hair. He can rap. Somebody told me he got killed. Yeah, light skinned Charlie Brown with like reddish brown hair. Play any instrument in the band room. Yeah, he moved to Kentucky. Man, if you know Charlie Brown, tell Charlie Brown I'm trying to holler at him, man. He said, hell yeah, 804 know about it. 804 gotta know about it. That's a big story out of Richmond, for sure, man. You know, somebody know Charlie Brown, tell him Eon asked about him. He was in the penitentiary with me. We was in Lee County, Virginia. With me, Abu Jamal, was in prison in Pennsylvania. That's what you talking about? He on Facebook? All right, I'm gonna look it up when I get on Facebook. I still got a Facebook account. I don't hardly ever get on there. You and my Instagram from my personal Instagram, Uptown Eon. Follow that joint on Instagram, Uptown Eon, EYONE, all together. My Instagram page go to Facebook. That's my main interaction with Facebook. So in Washington D.C., they got this big situation going on with the council member Trayon White, but the informant that set him up, I don't know, maybe he thought it was sweet or something. He went to the bar. He allegedly got smacked all around the parking lot. It's the biggest news in my city right now, in the streets anyway. All right, bet. Appreciate that, Bo. Who got a book? What's the classroom? And yeah, what's that? Who got a book? What book is that? Man, I appreciate that, man. Man, you know, I'm just somebody trying to make something out of nothing, man. Ain't no whole lot of glory in my story. I ain't gonna sit on here and perpetrate. Try and get to it. Oh, yeah. Mumia. I got that book. I don't know if it's that book. I forgot the name of the one I got. I forgot what they call that one. I'm gonna check it out. I might do a story on him. You know what I mean? As time goes by and people get older, man, a lot of young people don't even know who he is or what he did. Same thing with a shot. Same thing with Assata. Say, old Charlie moved to Kentucky. He out there with ESTG, huh? At least he's still in the free world. You know, somebody always trying to tell you somebody dead. They make up a bone about somebody being dead every other day. But I had lost contact with him. He went to an FCI, went to an FCS. I don't know what stories y'all want to hear about, man. Give me some ideas, man. You know, I stay in the law book. What's my Instagram page? DC Blacks on Instagram and Uptown Eon. That's my personal John on Instagram. On Facebook is my name, Eon Williams. Yeah, Tupac rapped about all of them in his rhymes. How you spell it? Uptown, UPTOWNEYONE. My bad. Uptown Eon on Instagram. You got it. So what's up? What stories you checked out on the DC Blacks page? What stories, man, is most interesting? What stories I need to do follow-ups on? Oh, I see somebody just sent the jump to the Instagram. I seen it on the computer. Fly your favorite, huh, man? Fly said he busy. So that's until he not busy, we got to wait. How about Bo Bennett story? Who is Bo Bennett? Like hearing flat talk. Yeah, that's what they say. I mean, microphone, can't lose that. Fly did 50 years. He got a lot to talk about. You watched all the Fly interviews? There's a lot of them on there. I'm about to do a whole series on prison escapes. How that sound? First black man DC, I believe his last name was Washington. Any stories on Junior Mafia out of Philly? Oh yeah. I actually know somebody from Junior Mafia. Y'all want Junior Mafia? Yeah. DC people probably don't even know a lot about the Junior Mafia. Shout out to my man Philly Black. Junior Mafia. Matter of fact, I'm gonna write that down. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start working on that tomorrow. Who said that? Junior Mafia. Oh, student for life, dog training, man. I gotta look at your page for that to be your name. But all right, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna do a Junior Mafia story. I could do a Junior Mafia story out of my head. Walter Washington. Yeah, I said his last name was Washington, man. I'm a walking encyclopedia, man. That's what they used to call me. The E stand for encyclopedia. Man, the escape stories. All right, I'm gonna write that down. All right, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Come on, give me some more ideas. I got an escape story on deck right now. When the last time you heard somebody escape from a federal penitentiary? I ain't talking about a federal prison, a federal penitentiary with big guard towers and guns, fences and dogs and razor wires and controlled movement. When the last time? I got a story and I got a video to go with it. You know how I could bring it to life? All right, tell me. Never what? What you talking about? Never what? He said he did his book reports with encyclopedias. Yeah, I did too. My grandmother bought me a set of encyclopedias when I was like 6 years old. Still got them joints to this day in my grandmother's house. Old brown joints. Them joints people used to knock on the door and say, hmm? And I had the green and white ones. Yo, mom. Man, I'm lost. What you say? You said your mom. You like to hear stories about escaped cons that never got caught. Only escaped cons that I know that never got caught is the guys that escaped from Alcatraz. One of those guys was actually locked up in Washington, D.C. when he was a juvenile. It was called the National Training Center. It was like a juvenile federal joint. Yeah, I'm saying I ain't an expert at the junior mafia, but I know the basic history of it. I know enough to do a 10-minute, 15-minute YouTube video, find pictures and history and court cases. I know enough to do that. I know who Aaron Jones is. I know Philly Black. Oh, all right. I was lost. Okay, you never heard of nobody escape a federal prison? Yeah, it's about two stories, but there's one that I got in mind of doing a story on. I might work on that tonight. I'm gonna bring you that one. He kind of got away. They caught him in Canada, so he made a move. But the other joint out of Louisburg, I think they crashed through the gate. This was a long time ago. I'm gonna see if I can find some footage on that. That might be hard, but I could definitely get the newspaper articles on it. That was big news. They never caught Frank Matthews, yeah, but he didn't escape from prison. How was Wayne Perry? Wayne Perry in ADX. He okay? He fine. Just heard from him. You want Wayne Perry story? Was Assata Shakur an escape inmate? Yeah. Who said that? Yeah, you're right. Assata Shakur is an escape inmate that's in Cuba. You're right. I went to Assata. Hold on, man. Some of these stories I thought was too popular for me to do. Love from, oh man, what's that? The Dominican Republic. What's that flag? What's that flag, man? Somebody testing my intellect. I thought she was sprung from prison. Yeah, she was sprung. Yeah, she was sprung from prison, or did they catch her outside? Nah, they came up in there and got her because the woman in prison, they said you could walk all the way to the door with the weapon. Let me check that, man. Yeah, if my memory correct, I'm gonna put her in my escape prisoner series then. Yeah. Hold on. Hey, that's messed up. I don't know. I don't remember that right now. Forgive me. I'm gonna give you an Assata story. All right, let me see. Thank you, right? Who said that? Good to hear. Hopefully things change so they can go to another level. WP have huge fan base. I do know that. Oh, she got some love from what's that flag, man? What's that flag? That's the Dominican Republic flag. It looked funny on my computer, man. Yeah, okay, I was right. You had me feeling slow. I couldn't remember if Assata broke out of prison. I couldn't remember the flag. All right, shout out to the Dominican Republic. All right, let me see something. All right, hold on. On May 2nd, 1973, Black Panther, Assata Shakur, aka Joanne Chesmart, lay in a hospital close to death, handcuffed to her bed, while local, state, and federal police attempted to question her about the shootout on the New Jersey Turnpike that had claimed the life of a white state trooper. Long a target of J. Edgar Hoover's campaign to defame, infiltrate, and criminalize Black nationalist organizations and their leaders, Shakur was incarcerated for 4 years prior to her conviction on flimsy evidence in 1977 as an accomplice to murder. This intensely personal and political autobiography belies the fearsome image of Joanne Chesmart long projected by the media and the state. With a candor, Assata Shakur recounts the experiences that led her to a life of activism and portrays the strengths, weaknesses, and eventual demise of Black and white revolutionary groups at the hands of government officials. The result is a single contribution to the literature about growing up Black in America that has already taken its place alongside the autobiography of Malcolm X and the works of Maya Angelou. 2 years after her conviction, Assata escaped from prison. She was given political asylum by Cuba, where she now resides. All right, boom. Assata, I'm gonna do Assata joint just because she an escaped prisoner there. Shout out to Assata. Matter of fact, shout out to you for reminding me that. Who said that? They never got her back. Nah, they never got her back. I remember that. We need to hear about that. All right, boom. Thank you. I'm gonna write that down right now. Hold on. I'm gonna do an Assata jump. Y'all love DC content in the Dominican Republic. Shout out to the DR, bro. I appreciate that, bro. We got some good Dominicans over here, man. You heard of All Is On? Go to All Is On ENT on Instagram and YouTube. Got the best variety and diversity of Black and Latino artists in the nation's capital, maybe the East Coast. Shout out to Wardy. Shout out to All Is On. And we got the best weed in town. And it's legal. We need to be reminded about Assata. I appreciate that idea from the heart, for real. I'm writing that down. That's easy. I can do Assata off the top of my head. I think I can now that I remember she escaped from prison. I bet you my competition can't do a story on Assata, Shakur. We need to be reminded about Assata. I'm on it. I'm on it. Here you go, right here. I'm talking about, man. I show you how the lab look. I got this stuff all over the place. My dog know who George Jackson is. Shout out to Assata, bro. All right. So I got at least 3 stories from this chat right here. What competition? Now, I got some competition at home locally. I'm not even gonna mention them. They can't do no story on the side of though. I ain't even gonna mention them. What Jay-Z saying that song? He said, "Y'all only get half a bar." You know what the half a bar is. I ain't gotta say it. Yeah, man. Shout out to my team. They said, "Man, go live." All right. From going live, I got 3 stories. I'm gonna do the story on the Junior Mafia. I'm gonna do an escape series. That's going shout out to Richmond. Shout out to my 804 homies. I'm gonna do a joint on Richmond. I mean on the Briley brothers. Escape from Mecklenburg on death row. I'm gonna give you the escape from the federal institution. The way he escaped was ingenious. And there's a video of him that's gonna be real interesting. There's a video of him outside the fence, a real life video. And I didn't do my research on his Canada capture. It may be more video in Canada. He made it from Louisiana to Canada. They sent him all the way to Colorado. He escaped 3 times in his prison bit. And I'm gonna do Assata. So I'll probably give a quick recap on who Assata was, what she did, the shootout. Yeah, I gotta give you the shootout with the state troopers. I'm gonna have to go into Matula Shakur, Tupac's stepfather, who also became a legendary revolutionary, was on the run, was on the FBI's 10 most wanted list. He was also in Florence, Colorado, ADX with all my homies. If you watch any of the Fly interviews, Fly talks about Matula Shakur. He was real cool with all the homies that was out there in ADX. He ended up doing a whole lot of time in prison, and he got released a few months before he passed on from cancer, it was, I believe. Hey, ain't no gap between DC and Baltimore as far as I'm concerned. Shout out to Walla and all my men out there. Rest in peace, Icy. Yo, I'm grown. Like we cool with Baltimore. Like that's some internet young stupid. And I don't mean young as I'm disrespecting all the young, because a rack of my youngest mess with youngest from Baltimore and old heads from Baltimore. I ain't never gonna push that. The first person gave me something to protect myself in the federal system was from Baltimore. They went from DC. Ain't no bridge the gap. That's some internet nonsense. You know what I mean? I know back in the day growing up, our styles was different. We clashed, but uh, that's when I was a kid. You know what I mean? I spent most of my young adult life in prison. I was in prison from 16 to 33. I don't look at Baltimore as no adversaries, and I never did state time, so I can't even say I got no experience in me having no problem with Baltimore guys in prison. Everywhere I was at, we was homies. No, I ain't never had Tony Lewis on here. I thought about it, but you know what I mean, I tried to give him his, time to readjust to society before I pressed him for an interview. But I might try to do that. I put it on my list. I actually was talking to his son, wanted to interview his son about some things pertaining to people who grew up with incarcerated parents.
I make it for my son's birthday. He was born under.
All right, I got it. I'll try to get you a Tony Lewis show. I mean, I could also do a Tony Lewis recap story. You could do that. I'm a little interested in that escape series, though. I think I could do that, man. And I could show video. I know some video. I know some news footage video at about some of that escape stuff. It'll look real good in the interview. Well, in the video, because it's gonna be just me narrating that. What's up with the New Orleans and DC connection? Shout out to the NO. Everywhere I've been, we've been cool with them. They be acting like us in the feds. I mean, we didn't clash with them before too, but like we clash with each other. What do that mean? That don't mean we don't get along with them. Everywhere I've been with them, man, we was cool. When I remember one time we was down south, All the whole down south was against us except for New Orleans, and New Orleans had their own thing. They was like, nah, we don't gotta get in the car with nobody else, and they was cool with us. Yeah, that is a good point. I always thought about that point that Tony Lewis did the whole time and came home with all of his honor and integrity intact. And the other guy did what he did and he came home, and for some reason he believed that that's still supposed to be cool. That's insane to me. I ain't gonna never support it. Yeah, I don't got a cane corso, I got a pit bull. But my pit bull know who George Jackson is, yeah. I think I messed up on my last time I did a live. I rolled up on there. They showed that my joint wasn't monetized. I went on and deleted that joint. Did DC Blacks ever clash with? Why they got the little sign right there? BGF? Not that I know of. Now, remember, when you're talking about BGF, it's almost like talking about Crips and Bloods. When you're talking about the old Crips and Bloods that was on some Black Power national stuff, you're not talking about the Crips and the Bloods of the 90s or those the same Crips and Bloods. And then when you talk about East Coast Crips and Bloods, like a lot of them want to say that that's that, but that's a totally different culture, in my opinion. And I don't come from a gang culture. I just been around, that's my opinion. I'm entitled to that. But BGF, the original BGF was the military arm of the Black Panther. So although they wasn't totally all about, black national politics, they was gangsters that was being revolutionized. And that BGF, which came out of California state prisons, just like the Aryan Brotherhood came out of California state prisons, was similar to the old DC blacks that were Moors. They was on the same type of time, Black Power time, Black nationalism. This BGF stuff that they got now, in my opinion, again, they could say that they represent that, but in my opinion, they on some gangster time. Now you could be on some rough, tough gangster time like the old BGF, but they still had a political agenda, if you get what I'm saying. It wasn't just, man, gangster time. Yeah, I agree. But that's why I went back to the old BGF in the 1960s of San Quentin and Folsom and Soledad, places where George Jackson and them was at. That's what they was on. That's where the BGF come from. The original BGF, the Black Gorilla Family. And then a lot of stuff I see on the internet, they always saying something about BGF and DC Blacks. DC Blacks is not a real thing. Remember that. I use it as a term and as a brand, but DC Blacks, when nobody rocking around talking about we DC Blacks. Like, it's amazing to me that the man even made that stick, and people even say it, like, when you look it up on the internet, they say it like it's a real thing. Man, DC guys that's in California and DC guys that's in Texas, they may be friends from Lawton or from the streets of Washington, DC, but ain't nobody pushing no button and calling no shit. We don't do that. You can't get 20 DC niggas to agree on one thing at one time at all unless they all in the same situation. And what I mean by that is that all 20 of them dudes don't agree about nothing. Let somebody disrespect one of them. Now they all agree that he need to be dealt with. That's as much as we gonna agree, bro. Now, like, that's an extreme example of it, but you might get a few dudes to agree to get some money, but they still gonna do their own thing. You're not gonna find no 50, 60, 500 of us in line nowhere saying, hey, big homie such and such said such and such, go to the yard and do such and such. That will never happen. That's make believe. But shout out to the BGF. Good point. You feel me? You look up renegade in the dictionary, you gonna see a DC guy beside it. That's what DC guys are, renegades, bro. Man, I got 2 stories to work on. I feel good about that, man. I said 2 stories. I got 4 stories. Matter of fact, the escape series might end up being about 8. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna not make them long. I'm gonna try not to talk too much. I'm gonna try to show a bunch of information. But that the Richmond, shout out to 804, man. Shout out to Richmond. Y'all tap in every night too. Appreciate that, man. That Richmond, John, I'm gonna do something good for Richmond, man. I'm gonna shine some light on Richmond. Although they had some funny charges in there about them brothers now. I'm gonna skip all that. I'm just gonna talk about what happened in Death Row. Because they was on some wow stuff. They was terrorizing Richmond. One of them or 2 of them still alive. One of them was still in prison, the baby one. Yeah, the baby one was still in prison. Man, I appreciate that, man. You know what I'm saying? Remember, this YouTube thing was just something I tried, man. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. They had all type of wild charges, but one of them was a nut. Let me not say nut. One of them he was off his rock a little bit. Like he was shooting out his window when he was a kid. Just like shooting like when I was a kid, we used to shoot with BB guns and stuff like that. He was shooting with a real gun out his bedroom window. Yeah, I'm gonna look them up tonight. Matter of fact, for those of y'all, there's only a few of us over here rocking right now. Is if you go on YouTube, it's a joint called FBI Files. On the FBI Files, they got a whole matter of fact, I might watch it tonight. They got a whole series on that Mecklenburg escape. But if you follow up and do research like me, like I read and I click it, like it was a lot of stuff going on in that. Like them brothers from Richmond, they was really the muscle, but it was another dude that thought he was the brains. And he got the short end of the stick because he tried to set it all up and then not leave and act like they was going to forgive him. Man, they still executed, bro. He ain't leave. He might as well have left, bro. Like this death row. I'm not playing. This guy, like they got a door. They out of there. Like they did that. The way they got out of Mecklenburg, it was so sophisticated, man. Like I wanted to write a book on it. I wanted to write a book on it and fictionalize it, but now at this point in time, I don't even got to fictionalize. I can write a short book just about the greatest prison escapes and put my name on it. Somebody should read it. The way I'm gonna talk about it ain't gonna be the way that the police talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it, and if they did something that was smart, I'm gonna highlight that it was smart and acknowledge it. Them dudes made a fake bomb, dressed up like the police, and told them another police was hurt, and put them on a stretcher and rolled them out the prison into a ambulance and drove out the prison and got away and went in all different directions. Come on, bro, that's a movie. That's a movie. Certified nut. Somebody said, "Nah, it's certified nut." He was a nut, bro. Like some of the stuff they was doing wasn't even gangster. It was just renegade. Like they got some wild stuff, and like I'm gonna skip some of that. Like I might just say that they was accused and alleged of this because they ain't go down for all of it. But them boys went to death row. Them boys went to death row, bro. Richmond, man. I mean, for real, I'm from Washington, D.C. We taught in D.C. don't play with Richmond. For them dudes to even be doing, my bad, we are taught not to play with Virginia, law enforcement. But for them dudes to be deep in Virginia, in Richmond, and was wilding like that, bro, that's what you call, excuse my language, them wild niggas. Like, that's why they sent them to death row, bro. Like, them is like the descendants of Nat Turner. Like, they had Nat Turner in their blood, bro. Like they deep in Virginia. Like Nat Turner, probably their great grandfather, like they was on a nut and got out of death row. Man, I'm gonna do a Google search on it. I don't think nobody ever escaped from death row And that number, like it was like 6 of them. I think they called the Mecklenburg Six. It's all type of news coverage on them boys, man. It says certified nut. I know one thing. Richmond police wasn't playing with them. They took them boys serious, the whole crew. The whole crew, homie. Somebody said, yeah, they was on some other shit. That's a good story, especially with the video footage. And now that I'm sitting there talking to y'all, and y'all say doing a shoutout story, it just making me remember the regular stories that I like that's important to me that I thought everybody know. Some people probably don't even remember, but I did a George Jackson joke for Black August. It ain't go through the roof. It only did like 6,000 views. I thought it was not. I mean, I didn't even follow up. I had 2-3 installments for it. I mean, maybe I'll do it and see if it do it, but they did not come to see it. They did not come to see it. Can you talk about booty bandits? I read that on purpose. I ain't do it by accident. But nah, bruh, I think you need to go to Pornhub and go to the gay section. Bye. What type of person? I ain't even gonna say man. What type of person come over here and interject something like that in that conversation? What you want me? You just want me to talk crazy to you or something? You just want me to say something stupid, right? That's what you came over here for. You came over here for me to say something stupid to you, right? I'm just asking. Like everybody over having a decent grown person conversation. They may be in a true crime. They from Richmond. They from here. You come over here and you ask about some stuff like that. Nah, for real. If you look at every comment over here, ain't no comment like that. Like you said, something popped in your head and say, ooh, I'm gonna go make a comment like this and see what happens. See if it make him mad, see if anybody agree. No, don't nobody agree, bro. You weird, bro. Go to Pornhub, click the gay section and get out of here. Weird. Man, come on, bro. You sat here, pop you whatever way you got here. Whatever way you got here, you need to go out of here. You over here talking about some grown man issue. Ain't nobody said nothing stupid. You come over here and say something like that, and you think that that's supposed to be cute. How dare you? You lucky this ain't Instagram, bro. You lucky this ain't Instagram. You'll see another side of me. You lucky this ain't Instagram. Nah, don't try to clean it up, man. I don't play like that, bro. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. I don't need you over here. I don't need you over here. I don't want to see no smiley faces. I don't play like that. Don't play with me. And I don't care about that. I ain't upset. I ain't emotional. I ain't mad. I'm serious. It's a difference. If I was mad, I'd have cussed you out. If I lost control, I'd have said all type of derogatory things out of my mouth. All type of obscene gestures would have came with it and all that. So that's enough attention for you. Weird. Out the blue, you want to come at something like that. Like, I don't even understand. Like, even if it was a joke, in my mind, I'm like, damn, what type of dude even joke like that? I know you ain't a woman because a woman wouldn't have asked it like that. So I know you a guy for real. Yeah, I know it ain't a fake name. You a guy that said, ooh, let me go say this over there. All right, bet. That's what you need to be. You need to be Chinese barbecue chicken. Yeah, we've been on here too long, man. That's what it is. We've been on here so long. All the creeps and the weirdos and the green hair people coming out. All the 6ix9ine looking likes. You almost got me. You almost got me. I was about to do the Richard Pryor, Bernie Mac, Fred Sanford, all cuss words on you. Look at the comments, y'all. Look, they done, what's the word I'm looking for? They done commandeered the comments with deviant thoughts. You know what type of things they indulge in when they're at home by themselves, right? Let's get back on some real stuff, bro. Let's talk about Larry Hoover. Appreciate you, bro. And him getting out of the concrete box. Yeah, so Larry Hoover got a compassionate release hearing coming up. I want to say the 26th of September, but in September. And they didn't let a lot of dudes out of prison that had time like that. Think about it. Him and Fly went to prison the same year, 1973. They let Fly out. Fly had 75 to life, all type of life sentences. So Larry Hoover might get some play this go round. Let you get a wrench. I don't know how to do all that yet. You could get one. I'm gonna get my people to show me how to do that. Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna need. Like I don't really be having about 20, 30 people hanging out with me at night. So I ain't really getting into all the wrench and the membership stuff, but I will. It ain't no thing. You from uptown, you know Tonio. Satan, I ain't never met nobody named Satan. Good man right there. He in your age group. When I was back east, he was solid, good rep from uptown. Nah, I don't know that brother. I hope the old man coming home. Don't quote me. I can't say he coming home for sure, but just the like compassionate release is the way for the old timers to get out now. All my old timers that you see me talk about and me do stories on that had life sentences, that's what they came home on. Like they had been in jail almost 50 years. That's a long time, huh? I mean, and these dudes ain't child molesters and rapists and this and that. These dudes that was just gangsters. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to minimize crime and accountability, but like they not perverts, they're not freaks. He ain't done his time, man. Oh, blind. That's my homie. That ain't just my DC homie. That's my homie from my hood. Tell him I said what's up. I don't think he had no bodies on that Fed case. Nah, that joint was drugs. I mean, the case they went in on was a body, but that prison case was just like Fly case. He ran the prison. That's crazy. They went to jail the same year, went to prison, took over the prison, and they both got conspiracy cases in prison. So his case just like Fly. The only thing that's different than him and Fly is he got national. He had let me watch my tongue. He had national control of something they was calling a criminal organization. He no longer claims control of that. That's the difference. They say September this year for Hoover. Yeah, facts. The state jump. Yeah, not only was they scared of his power, but remember, somebody connected. Jesse Jackson was a part of this. He had guys that was a part of his people that had got into local government, which is why the Trayon White thing here is so big. That's what they making it the same type of way. And also, he had a whole initiative. I forgot. I do a story on Hoover too, on that part of Hoover. Yeah, man, don't nobody probably even know. Write that down real quick, but they were registering young black men to vote in numbers. They was bringing them there on buses. You automatically already know they're gonna see if you squeaky clean or not. Larry Hoover. All right. How much you know about Larry Hoover? Is Larry Hoover, is it worthy of doing a backstory on it? Because it's Larry Hoover stories all over the internet. what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on YouTube and I'm gonna try to watch and see what they have on Larry Hoover out there because I don't like recreating stories, bro. So I'm gonna watch what they already got on Larry Hoover and I'm gonna see if I know anything extra that I can add to it. Like I'm not gonna redo stories that's over and over again. I'm not gonna do that. I ain't that pressed. But I will if I see anything left out. I'll try to do a story on that, and then I'll do a story on, for sure, in September, I'll do a story to update whatever happened with his compassionate release. I'll look at the case and read the case. Gotta be something new. I mean, how many people that do what I do that's interested in the stuff we sitting over here talking about at 12:26 Eastern time? Who even interested if the old man even gets some relief? Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't want to click nothing in the live. I don't know how to even do that. I never even made. I seen other people do it, got all them wrenches and stuff, but them people be having hundreds of comments. We don't mean hundreds of comments. I mean hundreds of active viewers at the time or whatever. Who is OG person?
I am making steamed mussels and arrabbiata sauce. Arrabbiata means
I got a feeling they're gonna do something for Hoover. It's his time, man. I got a feeling they're gonna do something good for him too. Yeah. They is regurgitating. But I seen one video with this other dude. I'm not gonna call him a square, but he spoke very collegiate like. He reported on Larry Hoover not like as Larry Hoover was a gangster. He reported on Larry Hoover as just straight up a historical fact. He did YouTube videos on famous people or before they was famous or something like that. I mean, he had done his research. He had old pictures of Larry Hoover when he was a teenager before the gangs merged in Chicago. And I learned something from it. So like if it's some information like that, I'll redo it. But my youngin told me today, he was like, man, he said some of the stories you talk about, even though you think everybody know him, he was like, man, bruh, I never heard of some of them people. So like, I look at the analytics on the channel though, the people that watch the channel, they not young like that. The analytics on the channel say something from like 35 to 45. If you 35 to 45, you supposed to know who Larry Hoover is, although he been in prison 51 years. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we on, man. I'm gonna go ahead and call it quits for the night, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I try to do this every time I get a chance, especially when I come up. But I got some good feedback and insight from y'all, man. Shout out to Richmond, bro. Shout out to Philly, bro. Appreciate the love. These young savages stuck in travel and see new stuff. I'm gonna leave that alone to the next go round. Dude 35, man, somebody just said that. Dude 35 might not know the name, but not the whole story. No, my fault. A dude that's 35 might know the name, but not the whole story. All right, I wrote Larry Hoover down. That's easy for me. That's a good one. Yeah, I mean, and my homies are like that I did that. They like when I put the Larry Hoover stuff on the DC Blacks channel. So, my homies gonna like it. Some subscribers gonna like it. Larry Hoover people gonna like it, but I'm gonna try to make sure that I don't make it too, don't like people be acting like it may make a difference, man. People gonna talk about Larry Hoover all over the country. It ain't gonna make no difference, but I don't want to do no bad story on him while he going to court. Not to flatter myself like my YouTube will be watched in Chicago court, but who knows? I'm gonna just tell the basic history of what's already known, and I ain't gonna exaggerate nothing. But free Hoover, man, shout out to Chicago, man. My first 100,000 view video was about Larry Hoover, and most of the people out there 100,000 was from Chicago, man. Shout out to Chicago, I appreciate that.